Hello, my friends, my colleagues, my family. Here we are today. Since we are entering this new age, we have to be more and more aware of the true our existence, which is through frequency. Everything there is just an explanation or projection of frequencies through our brain's programming. Why is this important to know? Because we are all very well aware that we are being poisoned through food. And we are aware of it, that our body, through genetic system, is basically allowing our body to survive even in toxic environment if the changes are brought in gradually. Even if there is a GMO plant that was programmed, let's say, to destroy some parasites, the parasites will not be able to survive the first generation. But very quickly, second, third generation, there is more and more vermin going to be, more and more parasites going to be attacking this plant, same as if it was not genetically modified. So genetically modifying things to kill the intruder is not working, and we know it. We still do it. Why? Because they are hoping that this is going to kill us. Well, our body is same like any other organism, controlled through the genetic expression. So the genes are going to be protecting us, readjusting our body, although more diseases come. But again, diseases is a product of programming. Since we are all aware of the damages of the food, but nobody is really talking about the damages that are caused by our fear. Those who are manipulating with us, those that we call the Cabal, the Illuminati, the secret societies, they are very well aware of what fear does and how it can manipulate us. So this is why they use this fear in daily routine. Every newspaper that you open, what you see there, only bad news. It's never good news, always bad news, to work on your fear. Every time when you see even alternate news that tries to show you the problems so you can fight those problems, actually create more fear. We cannot fight the problems physically. You can only fight them mentally. You have to reprogram. But keeping you in a state of fear makes it very difficult for the brain to reprogram itself. Because when I return to Tarapoto, I will show you more practical things, because they have my dowsing rods and things which I don't have here. Since I'm now traveling, these are short videos just introducing you to these things. You can, with your mind, create a frequency that is going to blanket or completely annihilate the bad frequency that is coming, let's say, from a food, simply by allowing it to happen. Now, if you are reading always bad news, this creation of fear that you have is going to be trapping the energy which is necessary for your survival. Now, every thought has a particular frequency. I have explained in previous videos that every organ of our body has its own frequency, and the brain is programmed in such a way that different parts of the brain creating frequencies which then can support your organs energetically. So the heart produces the energy. Energy is like this white light that comes from the sun. It has all the frequencies in it. But then your brain, same like a prism, that disperses this energy. As a prism disperses light, it fractures it in all different frequencies, which then are being seen through different colors. And every color is just expression of different frequency. In this way, as the heart produces this energy and it comes to the brain as a prism fractures it in different frequencies, which then different part of the brain is channeling this energy in this frequency to the organ that resonates with the same frequency. Now, every thought has particular frequency. Let's say you don't know the thought of your heart. You don't know the frequency of your heart. Well, you don't have to know the frequency. You know what the heart is. You've seen it. You can visualize the heart. And as soon as you visualize it, you are actually producing this frequency with your brain. If you have a bad thought, the bad thought of something, let's say you have a child and this child is traveling in an area which is very dangerous. It doesn't have to be any particular bad thing happening. Just you're worried now about this child. Well, the frequency of a child is related to your reproductive system, because child reproduction is part of you. This is the similar frequency. And if you are really very, very preoccupied day and night with your thoughts about well-being of this child, and if your cells in a body are dehydrated and they cannot produce energy because they are overly acidic, and they cannot even hold the energy because of acidity, then the organ, the part of the brain that is processing this thought is related to a left breast in a woman, and a woman is going to start developing cyst or cancer. Actually, cancer more than cyst. So it's related with a thought. Not that the thought about child is toxic, but it is, whenever we think of something, we are projecting this thought. The thought is being transmitted, and it's being transmitted universally, which means brain is very, very strong transmitter. And we know that strong transmitters need a lot of power. So basically the heart's energy is being then used, and especially in this frequency, and it's being transmitting. And it cannot be used then to nourish your organ, to supply it with energy. Now, when you are listening to bad news, always war, killing, children dying, pictures of this, well, all this is being processed by the brain and acts on your emotions. And if it gets trapped and you start thinking more and more about it, well, it deprives you of the energy that you need to support your body. And you are going to become sick. Doctor produces cancer in your body the moment when he tells you or she tells you that, whoa, this growth looks like a cancer. The fear of cancer will not let you sleep. You will be waiting for the analysis, and there's few days that you are waiting, day and night, it's going to be in your brain. So even if it was not cancerogenic, it can very easily turn into cancer. I will explain how cancer works once when I talk about cancer separately. But this video is just about realizing how toxic to our body is fear, the emotion of fear. We have to eliminate this emotion. We have to stop watching the news that is bad. Unfortunately, even people who wish us well make the same mistake. It is not a problem to mention something. You can say cancer. You can say, "Whoa, cancer is very particular disease," let's say, though I call it symptom. But then you have to explain why cancer is not a problem, because cancer can be easily cleared out of the body. No surgeries, even no medication, just by using this. Once when you understand what cancer is. So everything that we are being shown, for example, people that listen to Prison Planet, to Alex Jones. Well, Alex Jones only promotes fear. Fear, 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 fear. And shows us, and he is correct with what he's showing us. But there is no solution. His solution is, we got to get armed. We got to start shooting. Well, this is not solution. This is a self-destruction. Solution is, again, acknowledge, well, okay, this is happening, and now let's eliminate this. You eliminate it through your thoughts. This is why they used to have tremendous amount of problems with the children in Brazil. The children of ghetto, they were stealing, they were robbed, they were creating a lot of problems. So they did meditation and group meditation, where they involved also a lot of children. But not only children, but grown-ups. I mean, it was on a big scale meditation, and the child crime dropped 60%. Nobody was chasing those children and killing them. Would never bring this result. The result comes from here. And to understand how it works and why it works, we have to go into the metaphysics. We have to go into quantum field, because there is no other way to explain these things. And a lot of people now are talking about, quantum physics, this is stupid, this cannot be, this is not like this. Well, why they are saying this? Because it is completely contrary to everything what we have been told. And this just points, this just makes the point that I'm always giving, that whatever we are being told is a bunch of lies. Because if we know the truth, we cannot be manipulated. Fear is the greatest manipulator. This is why people think, oh, Bible, sacred book. Bible is a guide to slavery. You are entrapped right there. Why? Because Bible mentions there is a Lucifer, there is a devil, there was a fight between God and Lucifer. Well, Lucifer could never fight a God, because it was never created by a God, and God is a creator. Lucifer was created by mankind, so it is just idea that we keep alive as long as we live, as long as this idea lives in our brain. I had first-hand experience with this when I was a young child, 3 or 4 years old, when my parents told me, well, now when door opens, on the other side, well, there is this good guy that is bringing gifts, but behind him is a Lucifer that will see if you have been good boy, you're going to get gifts. If you have been bad boy, then the Lucifer will punish you. Well, when the door opened, all I saw is Lucifer. But how I saw it? I saw hoofs, I saw red long tongue, I saw this horns, I saw exactly the Lucifer as it is described. And I freaked out. It never ever happened to me, because then I started to really pay attention to things, especially to religion. Religion is guide to slavery. And we have to realize it. Yes, you can look at it with the positive side, and if your belief is such and nourishes you and makes you feel good, by no means have it. But if there is something in it that makes you feel bad, that prevents you from doing things because you think that what says in the Bible is truth, well, you are in prison, my friend. So we have to be careful of our thoughts. And Bible tells you this also. Be careful what you think. So there are many good things, but same as the science, everything is being twisted the wrong way. Same as numerology. 666 all of a sudden became this Illuminati evil number. But 666 actually is a number of creation, number of carbon. 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, and 6 protons, 666. Everything that you see is symbol. Even what you see with your eyes, picture, environment, your reality, is nothing more than symbol. Everything is just frequency symbolized to mean something. And you can write just simple 0 in the air and give it a meaning. Let's say you call it, these are frequencies of herbicide. And then you can put on the other side of the table, you can put some fruit, and then with dowsing rods, any dowser can check it. If you go between the fruit and the 0 that you put with consciously putting their frequency of pesticides, if you go through, and if the fruit had the pesticides in it, it is going to show you sign yes. Okay, and then you can just erase it with hand, the 0, and make another 0, and say that this symbolizes a prayer. And then you can have one person standing there, and in his mind, or her mind, recycled the prayer. And they start recycling, and you're saying in the same line with the 0 that you have made, and the person, all of a sudden, your dowsing rod will show yes. Because it has the same frequency. You are giving it the frequency, and you are taking the frequency away. We are powerful creators. We just have to realize who we are. Okay? This is so much for this time. Absorb it, think about it. See you shortly. Bye.